以下让我们共享今日主题：幸福守门，红火生生世世。奇数栏目1097是微享节庆。以下让我们共享幸福守门文殊法教。大年初二放鞭炮、斗舞狮、敲锣打鼓，一切向外求。幸福不是向外抢得金钥匙，终不敌自己累世因果造作业力的投射。真幸福需要时时守门，严苛纠偏，持续正法久住。由时时发展成持续，方能提振能量，在大时代的洪流中学会检验生命实践功夫，据此开发人人本具的入定功夫，以利观心，避免小人为害。同步时时关心，持续关心，由点到面，发展到正悟如如不动，空性寂灭的圆正菩提，则红红火火，生生世世，直到永恒。文殊法教严谨甚深的义理，务实的践行方法，完整的训练模式，帮助我人不再迷失过年、抢红包、命运荣辱等风花雪月、肤浅的命运之说。以下简介文殊洞中禅定功夫，以利时时关心，处处圆正无碍，再也不受任何时间空间所束缚。此事之故，文殊菩萨不仅是世尊之师，详见佛说放波经，更是诸菩萨证悟成佛最后的临门一脚。因此大乘本生心地观经云：三世觉母妙吉祥。足见文殊法教是众生终极幸福最强大的守门员。以下让我们共享入定观心，洞中持咒，洞中禅定。洞中持咒是文殊洞中禅的前行功夫，绝对重要。洞中持咒训练法，让我人在动态中，借由耳根的听闻机制，向内关照法音流变，据此进入定境，不受周遭人事时地物变化所干扰，将此正定功夫无限延伸到日常生活的点点滴滴，则首先成就至心一处专一定境的一行三昧阶段性功夫。洞中持咒三口诀：心念而闻，念而无念，无念而念之简介如下：一、心念而闻，在耳闻中力求第一超越一切心念以及其形象的束缚。第二，念而无念，这是累积第一超越，进行升华到无限的超越，以利触及反闻文字性。三、无念而念，在空无自性中探索内在觉醒，不断回归自性，终至定慧等持，圆正菩提。文殊法教的洞中禅主张在各种动态的冲击中训练行者挑出共振频率，并且借由心定过滤其他的频率干扰波，让自己的心与宇宙的能量时时产生共振频率，据此26时中处于禅定的境界。因此文殊洞中禅要求解脱上述洞中持咒的一行三昧定境，进入不思议的禅定境界，并且强调人人都能做得到，因为洞中禅定是人人本具的能力。我人因为业障深重，因而时时迷失在肤浅风花雪月的现象之中而不自知。因此文殊师利所说摩诃般若波罗蜜经云：我初发心欲入是定，而今思维实无心相而入三昧。如人学射，久习则巧，后虽无心，以久习故，渐发皆中。我亦如是，初学不思议三昧，细心一缘，若久习成就，更无心想，恒与定具。这句经文的教导重点在于直觉思维 （intuitive thought） 所衍生的思维升华 （thought sublimation）， 这是一行三昧与不思议三昧最大的分水岭，也是圣贤每堂教学必定始于直觉思维的主因。以下共享圣贤结论：入定观心，确保红火。确保我人红红火火、生生世世的两大秘辛是入定观心，以杜绝迷失风花雪月的恶业，同步由心的觉醒证悟空性的终极本质，这就是终极幸福的本来面目。因此维摩诘经云：先当入定观持人心，然后说法，终至圆正菩提。Let's share today's topic: Happiness and Gatekeeping, Flourishing Lifetimes, Volume and Column, number 109, Subtle Words on Festival. Let's share Happiness Gatekeeping, Teaching of Manjushri. On the second day of the Lunar New Year, we set off firecrackers, play with line dances, beat drums and gongs, seeking everything externally. Happiness is not about attaining a golden key from outside. Ultimately, it cannot surpass the consequences of one's own accumulated actions and the projection of karma. True happiness requires constant guarding of the mind, strict correction of deviations, so that the sublime Dharma will last forever. From constant, it develops into continuous, which can elevate energy. In the great tide of the era, one must learn to exempt the life practice. Based on this, develop the inherent ability of meditation in everyone to observe the mind, avoid harm from violence, and synchronously observe the mind constantly and continuously. From point to surface, developed the realization of the stillness and the empty nature. Achieving the perfect prajna wisdom of enlightenment, this flourishing eternally. The teaching of Manjushri, with their rigorous and profound doctrines, practical methods of practice, and comprehensive training models, help us to no longer be lost in the superficialities of the new year, grabbing red envelopes and the fleeting notions of fate, glory, shame, and so on. The following is a brief introduction to the dynamic meditation practice of Manjushri, which facilitates constant observation of the mind and seamless realization everywhere. It's no longer bound by any time or space. Therefore, Manjushri Bodhisattva is not only the teacher of the world-honored one, as detailed in the Buddha speaks of the Liberation Sutra, but also the final crucial step for all bodhisattva to attain enlightenment and Buddhahood. Therefore, the Mahayana original vows of the Bodhisattva's mind-ground Contemplation Sutra states, Mother of the awakened of the three lives, the auspicious Manjushri. In conclusion, Manjushri's teachings are the most potent gatekeeper for the ultimate happiness of all sentient beings. Let's share meditation and observing the mind, chanting emotion, dynamic meditation. Chanting mantra emotion is a preparatory practice of Manjushri's dynamic meditation and is absolutely essential. The chanting method of chanting emotion allows us to, through the auditory mechanism, inwardly observe the flow of Dharma sounds while in motion, thereby entering a state of meditation without being disturbed by changes in people, events, times, places, or things around us. By infinitely extending this proper meditative practice to every aspect of daily life, we first achieve the stage of focusing the mind in one place and attaining a concentrated state, which is the initial practice of one-line samadhi. Chanting mantra in motion involves three key principles: mindful hearing, thoughtlessness in thought, and thought in thoughtlessness. Here is a brief introduction. Number 1, mindful hearing. In the practice of hearing, strive to transcend all mental thoughts and their manifestations. Number 2, thoughtlessness. In thought, building on the first transcendence, elevating to infinite transcendence, facilitating the return to self-nature through hearing. Number 3, thought in thoughtlessness. In the emptiness of self-nature, explore inner awakening, continuously returning to self-nature, ultimately achieving samadhi and prajna in equal measure, attaining perfect enlightenment. Manjushri's dynamic meditation doctrine advocates in various dynamic impacts. Practitioners are trained to identify resonant frequencies and by maintaining mental stability, filter out other frequencies and interference waves, allowing one's mind to resonate with the energy of the universe at all times, thus maintaining a state of meditation. Therefore, Manjushri dynamic meditation requires transcending the meditative state of one-line samadhi, mentioned in the dynamic chanting practice, entering the inconceivable meditative state, and emphasizing that everyone can achieve it, because dynamic meditation is an inherent ability in everyone. We, due to heavy karmic obstacles, often get lost in the superficial phenomena of the world and are unaware of it. Therefore, the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra, as told by Manjushri, says, when I first set my mind on entering this meditation, I now reflect that there is truly no mental form to enter samadhi, just as one who learns archery becomes skillful through prolonged practice, though later without conscious effort. The arrows always hit the target due to long practice. Similarly, I focused on one object when I first learned the inconceivable samadhi with prolonged practice without further mental effort. I am always in meditation. The key teaching of this scripture lies in the intuitive thought that leads to thought sublimation. This is the primary distinction between one-line samadhi and inconceivable samadhi. It's also the main reason why every teaching by Master Sangshan begins with intuitive thinking. Master Sangshan's conclusion. Let's share. Meditation and contemplation ensuring prosperity. The two great secrets to ensuring our flourishing and prosperity for lifetimes are meditation and contemplation. By doing so, we eliminate the evil karma of being lost in superficial phenomena and simultaneously awaken the mind to realize the ultimate nature of emptiness. This is the true phase of ultimate happiness. This is teaching is from Vimalakirti Sutra. It highlights the importance that deep concentration, mindful contemplation, and then subsequently sharing Dharma talk, and then finally attaining bodhi enlightenment.